Manipur is burning. On September 8, drones, rockets, fires have been launched, not by some external parties or terrorist organizations, but by their own people in Manipur. Yes, people of Manipur are themselves destroying the state. To understand the issue, let's look at the map. 90% of Manipur is mountains. And you see this patch here? This is called Imphal Valley, which is a flat land where most of the economic activity and business activity takes place. And this region is the only developed region in Manipur. The Imphal Valley is dominated by an ethnic group called Meiteis, who are majorly Hindus, whereas the hilly areas are home to various tribes, some of which are Kuki-Zo tribes, Naga tribes, etc. These tribes majorly follow Christianity. The majority of population in Manipur is of Meiteis community, which constitutes 53% of total population in Manipur. And they only live in densely populated 10% of Manipur's Imphal Valley. On September 8, 2024, where one group launched missiles and drones on the houses, while the other community started protests and attacked the police. To find why this is happening, we have to go into history. On May 3rd, 2023, Manipur was triggered by Solidarity March that was held by tribals in hill areas. The march was predominantly held by Kuki-Zo tribes, which was a protest against Meiteis demands for scheduled tribes, that is ST status. In Manipur, under Land Regulation Act, the people who live in valleys cannot buy lands in hill areas, but tribals from hilly areas can buy lands in valleys. So the tribals feel if Meiteis, the majority community, if they are handed ST status, then it will give them right over their lands and it might be threat for the tribal community. And the tribal community feels this as a threat. So the tribal communities are extremely against the demand that Meiteis community has proposed to government. This protest, which began as a very peaceful protest in some parts of hilly areas, it soon turned out to be very violent. Several homes that were belonging to the both communities were destroyed. The violence also targeted religious sites, especially the churches in Meiteis dominated area. Even till date, thousands of people seek refuge in relief camps because their homes were destroyed in this violence. The schools, hospitals, the government offices all are converted into refugee camps and people started living there. But most of the people and the media has covered May 3rd, 2023 as the trigger point of this violence. But some say that it actually began a week before in Churachandpur, which is a district in Manipur. This district is kind of a border for valley and hill areas. So it's called as buffer zone. Most of the violence takes place in this district in Manipur. Forest offices, open gyms that were supposed to be inaugurated by CM Biren Singh were burned to express the anger towards government. This was allegedly done by Kuki tribes. But why? Because the government has been taking action against the encroachers in the forest. Now, why would government do such a thing? Essentially, they were trying to destroy poppy plantations. Poppy plantation refers to opium plants which can be processed to create opium, which is a raw material for producing various drugs such as heroin, morphine, etc. These plants were grown illegally in districts like Churachandpur. The question here is, why would tribals do that? Is it for themselves or someone else? Well, to understand why poppy plantations are there in Manipur, we have to zoom out a little bit. Let's go to the neighboring country, Myanmar. In 2023, Myanmar has overtaken Afghanistan as the largest producer of opium products. This occurred after the Taliban government in Afghanistan has imposed a strict ban on poppy cultivations, which led Myanmar being the top producer of opium now. Now, Myanmar is a part of Golden Triangle, which includes Myanmar, Laos and Thailand. This Golden Triangle is a major drug ring in the world. Most of the illegal drugs is produced in this ring and then transported to other countries. Now, the Kuki-Zo tribes have ancestral roots to Myanmar. They are part of larger group called as Tibeto-Burman group. Many Kuki-Zo tribes have been migrating from Myanmar and have been settling in hill areas of Manipur. In fact, the Kuki-Zo tribes is the fastest growing community in Manipur. This is why the Meiteis who live in valley are very scared that they would be outnumbered by tribals very soon. Moving on, the economic activity of Manipur is very bad. Most of the population lives in poverty. They struggle even for basic necessities, especially in the hill regions. Because of these bad economic conditions in the state, many farmers are turning into poppy cultivation as a source of income, and they are supplying the poppy seeds to Myanmar. In exchange for this, Myanmar is giving them money, and apart from them, the Kuki tribals are getting access to advanced weapons such as drones, missiles, rockets, etc. Allegedly, these weapons that they are getting from the neighboring country are being used by Kuki tribals for their fresh attacks. In response to that, Meiteis have launched a protest. Against the attacks, the Meiteis are blaming government for failing to protect their community and for their poor governance. Manipur is a BJP-led state. The center has been deploying many forces in Manipur to control the conflict that has started last year. But still, the conflict is going on with fresh batch of attacks. Majorly, the Assam Rifles are responsible for maintaining the peace between two communities. Major forces are deployed in buffer zones in Manipur. Buffer zones are the zones which are kind of a border between the valley and hill areas. Despite all of this, the violence is still continuing in this area. The opposition is criticizing the ruling party that they are not making enough efforts to control this conflict. A clash between two ethnic groups is a very delicate matter. When the Kuki community want their own state with their own administration, it is extremely difficult. People have been making calls to the government to intervene more strongly and remove the Chief Minister Biren Singh. And some have even suggested for President's rule in Manipur. Well, President's rule will not bring any good to the economy of the state. It will further push the state towards poverty. So a peace dialogue is very much necessary between these two communities. And we don't know who and when it will be. Anyway, that's all from my side. I hope you understood the ongoing Manipur crisis. Hopefully, Manipur sees some peace very soon. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.